Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and I am here with Deryck Cheney. What's up, Coach Deryck?
How are you, man? I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. I love this new format that you're doing, man. I checked out that call that you did with Bill a couple weeks ago. I was really impressed with the call, and then also the format and also the content in there. So I'm excited to be here, man.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you. I'm loving the Skype interviews. I'm getting lots of feedback from our community. By the way, we're going to talk a little bit about the Bill Hart interview that I did. There will be a link to that below in the description of this. You know, you're watching it in YouTube. If you like what Deryck and I talk about, like it. Let us know you like it. And hopefully it'll be so great that you're sharing it with both your mortgage friends. And if you're a manager or a leader, you're sharing it with your team. So Deryck, you and I interviewed you. I don't know how long. It's been months. You have brought me in. You've interviewed me for your coaching clients. For anybody who wasn't on that interview or they don't know who you are, if you could just really quick let us know who you are and what you do, and then let's get into the topic and the questions that I have.
Cool, man. So I'm a former originator. I originated for 15 years. My best year was in 2010. I did 111 million. Once I did that year, I was speaking and I was, on stages, and people come up to me later and they said, "Hey, listen, I really like your message. Can you teach me how you did that?" My message was, I didn't do cold calls. I never did one cold call in that business, in the mortgage origination business. I've never done one here. And I teach what I call attraction marketing. It's not sit on a mountain and just manifest people coming to you. It's not that. It's still action oriented, but it's getting people to come to you and being attractive to the market, and having a system for that. And we've seen just, man, the most amazing results out there. So, if people like doing cold calls, that's cool. That's on them, right? The most important thing is you're doing a system. But I wanted to give something to other people, the other people that said, "Hey, listen, you know what? I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't like doing the cold call system." And so I have a coaching program now where we teach that. We have a lot of clients, man. They are absolutely killing it. It is so fun for me to see the results that they have. So really fired up, man. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have you. Well, a number of our power users have been coached by you. I know one of your partners in coaching is Shira. Who used to be, in the 1,000 club. I mean, a big mortgage coach user who had done, thousands of mortgage coach reports. So you guys are legit, and I'm hearing great things from our customers. So you heard that interview I did with Bill Hart.
Yep.
And, by the way, a lot of people have heard that. Over 1,000 mortgage coach executives have heard it, and leaders, and we've got a lot of great feedback. We've had stories, Danny Hirani kind of took that and ran with it with a bunch of realtors. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you heard. When you heard, what did you hear? And then I know you've kind of taken it and you've turned it into a tool within your own community of clients. Tell us what you're doing with it and what you saw when you saw that.
Yeah. I really heard three big things that I would say from that call. The first thing, which is near and dear to my heart, if you notice in the beginning, he starts by saying, "Hey, you know what? I did a video, Dave, and I got 3,800 views. 46 shares." So that right there is something that I'd want everybody to hear, is that what we have right now, the tools that we have at our disposal, when you start using video and when you start using social, there's billboards can't get you these kind of results, right? And that was my first thing that I saw from him, and I was like, man, that is so cool. The second thing that I really like from that call, and you can hear the integrity in his voice when he says it, and it's so true, is that we have a responsibility, guys, to get this information out to our clients, because nobody else is doing that. And we can affect the market. We can create transactions. And if we shift our thinking from, man, I really should do this, and I really should do this stuff, to, it's my job and I must do this. That is where I see people really take off, because that's what gets them over their fears and their insecurities, right? Because everybody says, you know what? Yeah, I really should do video, Dave, or I really should do some of the stuff. But when you start caring more for your own customers than your own insecurities or your own fears, and you say, hey, listen, I'm going to learn this stuff and I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do it, that's where we see huge results. The third part of that call that I loved is the data in there is really good. And this is a key point. is the news on TV. It doesn't have this data yet, guys. Okay, the stuff that he's talking about in there and the stuff that we teach our clients is not on the news, and that's why it's your responsibility to get current market data out to your clients, because by the news will get this sometime in like November, December, and then they'll start telling you, right? And they'll say, hey, there's this new trend out there. It's called a dual market. And by that time, it's over, right? So you guys know this from investing and all this stuff. If you're listening to the news, you're in a reactionary environment, and you're not getting the benefit of the current market. So that's why it's our responsibility to get that out, because we can move the market.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, I talk a lot about being a challenger sales rep. And a challenger sales rep is someone that teaches. And the thing I loved about that dual market strategy, it's an opportunity to meet with a realtor, ask them a few questions, and then show them something that they did not intuitively know, or they didn't know it with the clarity. Really create insight. So now there's the how. One of the reasons why I asked to do this interview with you is I was just, in a prep call that you and I had, I was like, man, this guy is taking this information. And you have coached and mentored a lot of loan officers, mortgage coach loan officers. Now what do you do? What action should you be taking? What's the how to put this in the market? And then there's a way that you're helping them do it. And I know there's even a link that you're going to give us to help the community. So walk us through the how and anything else you think is important.
Yeah, so let me start with the results. The results that we get, so what we do for our clients is I write a story for them every week based on current market data. So I saw Dave and Bill's call, and I was like, man, that is really good. I shot Dave a message and said, man, this is good. Are you cool if I use it for one of our templates for the stories that we create? He said, absolutely, man. And so we did that last week. So I came in today, this morning. It's Monday morning right now, and it's so cool coming in on Monday because we do it on Thursdays, and then everybody shares the results that they've gotten. So the best results that we got out there is one person got 2,000 views on this video, 5 deals, not 5 inquiries, 5 deals. Like, she had a ton of comments and 14 shares, but sometimes when we talk about social media, people are always talking about shares, likes, and comments, but you're like, is that really getting you anything, right? So what stood out to me was she got 5 deals. This is the coolest thing. 2 new referral partners. And one of the, I wrote down, she shot me the message that her referral partner sent her, and this is what she said. Hey there, I just love your videos. It is so refreshing to see a lender who cares so much for their clients. This is key. And this is so awesome, guys. This is why I love this. This is where I get goosebumps, man. I don't know if you can see it, but I get goosebumps still when I read this. I have been using the same lender for 10 years, but I'd like to start sending you clients. Is that okay? Yeah, I think I have time for that. So, guys, as you watch this right now, and I'm going to give you the exact strategy. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is verbatim what I sent out to my clients last week. So I'm going to give you that strategy. I'm going to read it to you. Now, as you're listening to that, you might be like, God, man, am I really going to be able to do a video on that? And all I'm going to say is, guys, what would 2 new referral partners do for you? What would it do for you? And ask yourself that question before I say that. What would it do for you? Is that financial security? Is it financial independence? Is it paying off whatever debts you have? Is it your kids going to college? And these are some of the whys behind that we can do these things. And that might make it easier to get over our fears and insecurities of getting out there. So, oh, dude, I got to just show you this really quick. So you told me to do a little piece of paper. I don't know if you can see it, but can you see it?
I like it. So by the way, guys, 2,000 views.
2,000 views. Yeah, look it up.
5 loans and 2 more referral partners. By taking the Bill Hart video I did, talk about dual market, then turning it into a micro story. I assume it was promoted on Facebook.
Yep.
That helped her get meetings with agents.
Yep.
That then she crushed it in those meetings.
Yep.
And got 2 new relationships and 5 deals. So walk us through the.
So this is the exact how, and this is the post that I wrote to our clients. And let me just say something really quick to that point. This is a Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and email. We all have these big email databases, right, guys? They they are not looking at your tired old newsletters that are regurgitated from something. This is the stuff that they are looking for. So, we have a lot, there's a lot of fear around people don't want to put their email because God forbid they'll lose a couple subscribers or something. But so this is for all 4 of those as well. It's not just Facebook. Facebook's a great way to monetize right now here today, but we need to be everywhere because people are everywhere. So this is my email. If you've not watched the interview with Dave Savage and Bill Hart, please watch it now. In almost every major market right now, we're seeing what I call a dual market. Seller's market on the low end and buyer's market on the high end. It is your responsibility to get this info out in a very relevant way for your network. And this is how. Now, guys, as I'm saying this right now, if you are a big hitter, right, when Dave says some of these names, that are big hitters, and you can call 10 realtors, call them. But if you don't have that, I'm going to give you another way to do it as well, too. So call at least 10 realtors and ask them at what price point do they see the buyer's market start and the seller's market end? Because now you have a reason to contact these people rather than just a bunch of nonsense, right? How are you doing? How was your weekend? They're like, dude, I'm busy, right? So now this is a great way to start. If you don't have
time out. I just want to make sure everybody heard that. You're going to call and you're going to ask that question. Yes. Because it's such a powerful question. And by the way, guys, every Tuesday I'm doing coaching calls. I'm doing more interviews like this. Let us know how it went. You're going to be watching this right now in a YouTube. There's comments below. Call, ask, let us know how that worked. So I just want to make sure people didn't miss that. And then also let Deryck and I know how those conversations went, what kind of answers you got. So keep it going, brother.
Yeah, and I love that you said that. Please let me know, too, because that's what we do in our group. Ask everybody to share data so that we always have real-time data. Okay. If you do not have 10 realtors to call, if you do not, right, then write this on your personal page. This is your first post that you do on Facebook. Can anyone recommend a great realtor they have actually done business with and can vouch for? You will see if you put that out there on Facebook right there, you're going to get introductions from people because everybody wants to introduce great people to you. Now you'll have 10 right there. Get them to introduce you and then call them and ask them and say, hey, listen, this is all you have to do. I'm doing a survey for my clients to give them the best and most relevant information. Do you have a second? Ask them these questions, the same question that I just asked you. What price point do you see the buyer's market start and the seller's market end? Okay. Once you have that complete, either that you've called 10 and you've had 10 conversations, or you've gotten 10 names from your network, this is the post. And let me just say this really quickly. This is a post. I write a template post, Dave. It's a quick micro story, as you call it. It's a very quick, concise story because that's what works on social. When I say this, guys, this is what's very important, is you have to pick one person, pick your best friend, and pretend that you're just talking to them if you're doing a video for them. You're just talking to one person and talk in a language that you would talk to that one person, not big, crazy mortgage speak. Just one person, and you talk to them like you're telling them a story. So we always start with something that will draw people in. So this one we start like this. Hey there, I have never seen this before. I just pulled the best realtors in our area and discovered that we have a dual real estate market going on right now. What that means is that we have a seller's market up to about $300,000 and a buyer's market starting at around $500,000. For instance, I just had a dear past client of mine reach out who was selling his condo downtown. He got an above asking price with no contingencies in literally 6 hours. And he was able then to buy his dream home out on the island for $150,000 lower than the asking prices. He's so excited right now because now he gets to be on vacation every single day for only a couple $100 more each month. That is absolutely wild, guys. So listen, if you need a connection with an agent who can tell you what your property is worth, I work with some of the best in town, and I would love to make an introduction for you. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Boom. Right there, guys, right? So I write one of those for our clients. Yeah, very easy, telling a story, getting the key details in there. I heard some stories, Dave. I just picked one of my clients that told me that story, and that's the one that I showed. But I literally heard this story where somebody said, dude, they sold their house, and they were able, with the equity, they paid down, I think it was a car payment and credit card bills. They were able to buy their dream home, and their total payment actually went down from doing this strategy right now, just from getting this stuff out. So people are really excited about this information right now. I think the next thing to do is then people say, okay, well, what happens when people reach out, or what happens when these realtors, I start talking to them? And what we've told people to do, and you said this on your call, is to use that move up analysis that you have in there. And I am getting that from one of our clients that used it in real time. And so we'll be able to get you guys that link too and post you down to see how you use that move up analysis in that context.
All right, guys. So let's make this actionable. So the Bill Hart video, if you haven't watched it, watch it. Bill does a great job of explaining the story. I talk a little bit about how to use the move up analysis. Also, Danny Harani, big mortgage coach user, has had lots of conversations with agents. I'm going to put at least one of the links to my interview with him below. Deryck and his customers are going to town with this. He's going to provide a total cost analysis. So you're going to have a couple move up analyses below. You're going to have the Bill Hart video. You're going to have this. And then Deryck made this script for us. So click below. It's got, DeryckCheney.com/mortgage coach. Click it below. And the script. Again, hopefully you took some notes here. I want to remind everybody, when you're meeting with that agent, start with questions, listen with curiosity, and then make sure that you've got a total cost analysis, a move-up analysis, whether, whatever the right scenario is for the market to tell the story, you've got that there as a teaching tool. Remember, it's not about the app, it's not about the technology, it's about the story. And by the way, that's the other thing I love about what you did here, Deryck, is that you saw some market insight, you wrote up a story, you wrote up scripting. Obviously, your clients are lucky they get your script. But by the way, every mortgage coach on this call, what micro stories are you telling right now? And maybe you don't have time or the bandwidth to tell a good story 52 times a year, but are you doing it 5 times a year? Are you doing it 10 times a year? Every mortgage professional, you're sitting on amazing stories that if you just took the time to write them up, turn them into a micro story, tell it on Facebook, tell it on email, have a total cost analysis to support it, you would be so much better off. So Deryck, we got to do another Tuesday call together.
Sure, love to.
Thank you for bringing this wisdom to the mortgage coach. Thanks for turnkeying it. And remember, folks, let us know what you thought of this. If you like it, like it. If you get results, share them below. And share this with your mortgage friends and the people that you serve and lead. Deryck, any last words of wisdom before we wrap it up?
I think the biggest thing that I'd say, guys, is what would 2 new referral partners do for you? And if you need any help with that, you can reach out to Dave. We have a space available for clients if you want somebody to write this stuff for you. But listen, guys, it's our responsibility as a community to get this information out there, because it's not about really making more money. It's about helping your clients. And the stuff that we're sharing right now literally changes people's lives. That's what we do, guys. And that's why we have one of the best jobs in America. Dave, thanks so much for having us on here. And I really appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you very much. Take care, Deryck. Look forward to another micro strategy or micro story. If you get another one where you've taken, you're hearing any great ways that your loan officers, your mortgage coach loan officers are telling stories and strategies, you're always invited to our community, brother.
Thank you.
All right, take care.